2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday the 22nd of March, and it's World Water Day. And a big happy birthday to Reese Witherspoon, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Wolf Blitzer and William Shatner. Monday saw new evidence that Russia may be struggling as it continues to attack on multiple fronts in Ukraine. Leaked Russian casualty numbers appeared, and they were then deleted from a pro-government newspaper's website. They were substantially higher than expected or previously reported, at almost 10,000 killed and over 16,000 injured. Russia continues to issue ultimatums to Ukraine, but President Zelensky refuses to comply and offered just a small sample of what life's like for those under attack.
Now, please do not be afraid. You will hear what we live with for already 25 days. The sounds that became familiar to every Ukrainian city.
Russian forces continue to threaten and bomb the city of Mariupol, which is critical to their plan to create a land bridge in southern Ukraine. And the Pentagon backed up Joe Biden's assessment of Vladimir Putin as a war criminal, saying there's clear evidence of war crimes. President Biden's also warned there are clear signs Putin is considering use of both chemical and biological weapons. Ukraine's Defence Minister Alexei Reznikov says thousands of people have been killed, including hundreds of children.
Russia is now committing a real act of genocide. The last time such destruction was in Europe was during World War II. Moscow is afraid of our army, so they are fighting civilians. This is a state terrorism.
Friday saw Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe finally return home from Iran, where she'd been held captive since 2016. Not surprisingly, she thinks she should really have been home quite a bit sooner.
And I mean, how many foreign secretaries does it take for someone to come home? 5. What's happened now should have happened 6 years ago.
She was speaking at a press conference, and her local MP and long-time campaigner for her release, Labour's Tulip Siddiq, says we need to get to the bottom of what happened.
I owe it to Nazanin to ask questions about why the debt wasn't paid for so long, which we know was key.
In the meantime, Nazanin says she's got lots to look forward to.
Coming back to a daughter who is nearly 8, I left her when she was not even 2. There is a whole lot to catch up, so I would appreciate the privacy.
With all the dramatic news from Ukraine, it would be quite easy to forget about Partygate and the ongoing Met Police investigation into the Tory party parties at Downing Street. Well, the Met Police haven't forgotten. They've sent out over 100 questionnaires and are now interviewing key witnesses as their investigation continues into COVID lockdown rule breaches. And COVID itself is again accelerating, as a new wave of Omicron meant that there were over 225,000 cases reported this weekend alone and 169 additional deaths. Health Secretary Sajid Javid insists there's no new reason for concern and announced plans for a new booster jab for the over 75s. But Professor Lawrence Young is quite concerned by the rising numbers.
These are the highest levels we've seen, particularly in the 70-plus age group. In fact, it's higher than it's ever been in that age group. It was about a 25% increase in hospitalisations over the last 7 days. So this is a really worrying situation.
A China Eastern Airlines Boeing 737-800 crashed on Monday en route from Kunming to Guangzhou. There were 132 people on board, but it's not expected that any of them will have survived. The plane's final moments were captured on CCTV, showing an extraordinary nosedive which saw it drop 31,000 feet in just 75 seconds. The wreckage then caught fire. Aviation analyst Alex Macheras says it's worrying because there's no immediate explanation as to what may have happened.
The data that has been presented to us initially is nothing short of horrific. What we're seeing is a relatively ordinary, stable flight until that final 80 seconds where the aircraft enters a clean, straight nosediving. There is no link yet as to what you could say contributed to the final outcome.
Still to come on the Smart 7, fundraising is underway for Ukraine and the Peacemaker is finally landing. Right after this. Welcome back.
As the world is shocked by the brutal destruction of Ukrainian cities and the sight of people fleeing for their lives, the efforts to rebuild have been assisted from a somewhat unlikely source, celebrity couple Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. It's partly because Mila's family are Ukrainian and they've been running a fundraising campaign on their Insta. It's raised an extraordinary $35 million so far, and the pair even got a call from President Zelensky to express his appreciation. Ashton says there's more work to do.
We're going to treat every dollar as if it's being donated out of our pocket, with respect and honor for the work that went into earning it, with the intent of love through which it was given, and the desire for it to be maximized for positive outcome for others.
The world of rock and roll, or at least pop and roll, is also getting together to support and fundraise for Ukraine. Capital Radio's chirpy chappy Roman Kemp popped up on The One Show with a whole load of artists who'll be playing at a special fundraising event that'll be broadcast on ITV next Tuesday from Birmingham. Acts include the Manic Street Preachers, Becky Hill, Nile Rodgers, and Roman had a few more up his sleeve too.
Because I know there's been a lot of names batted out there. So the names that I have been told that I can say right now, obviously Emily Sandé, Gregory Porter, Snow Patrol, Camila Cabello, and, in my opinion, best artist of our generation, Ed Sheeran will be there. Of course they will.
But we're definitely not calling it Lviv Aid, OK? Actually, that's a really good one. If you've been waiting patiently for the John Cena... Yeah, that's the fella, series Peacemaker. Well, today's the day it finally drops for the UK and Ireland. America got to see the oddball DC comic series back in January, but Suicide Squad director James Gunn didn't give up on trying to find a home for it here. Apparently, he's got Irish relatives who kept annoying him. Anyway, it's available now on Sky and Now TV, with Series 2 already greenlit.
This task force doesn't officially exist, which leaves us on our own.
2 jerks in costumes and a couple of rejects.
It's like a real team out there.
Yo, what the hell is that?
It's a grenade I tied to a Russian tank shell.
Why not just the grenade?
Grenade blows up like 2 people.
How many people does this blow up?
I don't know. I invented it this morning.
What?
Eat peace, mother.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.
Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.